This is Jeff Mucci, RCR Wireless News. We're here in Palo Alto meeting with Roberto Hernandez, who's Vice President of Business Development from Les Networks. Roberto, thanks for joining us today.
Good morning.
Les Networks, my understanding it's a free Wi-Fi network for the user community. Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about how that business plan works.
Sure. Earlier when we were talking, you made a great comment in that you didn't know that the free Wi-Fi model was still alive. So the way it works is we are, it's probably easiest to talk about the revenue model. It's a subscription-based model, and the subscription is by the venues. So venues pay for the services that we provide. And what we do give them of value is a managed solution, a hassle-free solution that they can provide to their users and patrons, and one that provides them with some marketing tools. Specifically, or one of the hottest ones is social media campaign distribution tools that we provide that do pretty much all of the social media, digital campaign distribution that they might want to do. They may already be involved in, or that they know that they need to get involved in. So these things range from Facebook campaigns, Twitter, email marketing. So in addition to monthly subscription fees by the venues, there are revenue sources from advertising, co-branded hotspots, and also premium services. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So do you compete with the AT&T Wayports of the world? Do you complement them? Talk a little bit about the relationship with the better known, if you will, Boingo and Wayport type models.
Sure. Consequently, I think that Rich McKinnon, the CEO of Les Networks, and all of those folks with the companies that you mentioned are great friends and very supportive of one another. I think it's easiest to talk about the fact that Les Networks targets what we refer to as the long tail of the Wi-Fi hotspot market. I guess to describe that or define that, your McDonald's and Starbucks and Barnes & Nobles will make up the what we call the short tail of the Wi-Fi market. We were talking earlier about something that happened a couple of years ago where AT&T purchased Wayport to acquire McDonald's and one of the major book retailers, and basically obtain 2,000 Wi-Fi hotspots in a single swoop. There's a whole other market out there that's much, much larger, and that's the long tail that we refer to. So these are the smaller retailers, some of them smaller franchise corporate outfits, as well as the mom-and-pop onesie, twosie locations. And for us, in that long tail, we're particularly interested in and excel at providing Wi-Fi hotspots to the restaurant and food venue markets.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a substantial or significant differentiator between us and some of the other companies that you mentioned. I suppose in some regards we could be seen as competitors, but given those particular markets, there's a big difference in us, I believe, and I believe that the rest of the company at Les Networks believes as well. And then, not that social media campaign distribution is extremely unique, but certainly all restaurant and food venues are very aware that they need to be involved in these types of activities for their marketing. So I think that what Les Networks is doing in that arena to help facilitate that type of marketing campaign is also unique to what we do.
So is that to say that you're a networking company for the small retailer in providing them a Wi-Fi network? Are you also a marketing consultant in many respects?
Yeah, and we like to call ourselves a Wi-Fi social media or social media Wi-Fi company for the socially mobile. Laptop users, smartphone users, everyone or most everyone's got a growing social graph on the Facebooks and Twitter platforms of the world, and restaurants are all realizing or already participating in getting their message and their brand out through our social graphs on these networks. Mm-hmm. We like to refer to ourselves as a marketing consultant, as you put it, and a social Wi-Fi network.
Mm-hmm. What markets do you provide service in today?
As I'd mentioned, the food and restaurant venues, some names that we're tied to currently, Burger King, Dairy Queen, which is a regional brand that you're probably aware of. We've done some things, some branded hotspot solutions with Miller Lite in the recent past. and a number of other regional brands in the Central Texas area.
Okay, so it's a national offering, not just a local offering.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about international?
You know, we have some hot spots sprinkled about outside the U.S. I couldn't speak much to where those are. What we're really looking to do as a company now is to, certainly we're most concentrated in Central Texas, and then it begins to go outward from there. So we're looking to grow on that and grow domestically, focus most of our efforts there. We can still offer, bring up hotspots internationally, and certainly we're being approached by, as I understand it, international organizations and companies about our technology. But I think for us, the immediate path to success is to grow upon what we have here at home and see that flourish.
Could you expand on your channel strategy?
Sure. So, for me specifically in my role with the company, we talk a lot about channel partner potential with telco carriers, wireless carriers, Verizon, AT&T, cable companies such as Time Warner Cable, Comcast. These folks are all putting, as we know, robust broadband solutions and in most cases Wi-Fi solutions out for their retail partners. We offer a hassle-free way for them to provide a managed solution with these marketing tools that I mentioned to clients that don't necessarily fit into the enterprise level. So the McDonald's scenario that we talked about, I think we can categorize as a little more as an enterprise solution.
Sure.
We're able to offer them a really easy, cost-effective, and hassle-free solution that is suited towards the retail partners that they have that are not necessarily in that enterprise category or the long tail of the market. Other channel prospects that we have certainly lie within the larger franchise organizations, food franchise, cafe franchise organizations, such as some of those that we've been talking about. And then there are also a number of interesting partner prospects in social media companies or companies that are essentially selling to the same market that we are in the food and restaurant venues, cafe venues, who are offering products and services that are leveraging some of the same social media outlets that we are.
Okay. In terms of challenges over the next 12 months, what do you see as the big hurdles you need to jump to take your company to the next level?
Well, to me, Les Networks is about 6 years old now. They're a bootstrap company, concentrated or started its growth in Central Texas. We're not VC funded, which in some ways puts us in a wonderful position. We're not going anywhere. We're profitable. But on the other hand, we can be perceived as kind of a small company. So as we talk to partner prospects and larger organizations, it can be a little more challenging for us to get into the corporate offices of even a Burger King, but certainly with AT&Ts and Verizons. They're typically, those organizations are typically very interested in talking to, bigger, perhaps VC-funded outfits. And then even when we deal with companies that are perhaps, that are small, but are VC funded, and as I like to say, their lives are not next year or 2 years, their lives are a quarter at a time as far as the decisions that they make. So for a network such as ours, which is certainly respectable, sometimes the footprint, they want immediate, fast, huge distribution, so sometimes the footprint is not always, our footprint is not always as appealing to some of the other startup organizations that we see as peers, here in Silicon Valley. So, I think that the challenges are, while we are in a great place, we're seen as kind of small sometimes. The upside of what we do, on top of being in a place where we're not going anywhere, is we do have a wonderfully robust solution, and one that's pretty technologically elegant in terms of the things that it does from the perspective of the cafe owner or the franchisee or even the franchisor, the things that we can do to help extend their brand to the social graphs of their many clients and patrons and all of those many friends that they bring to the table.
Okay. And you sell the equipment to the cafe, is that right? They pay a subscription fee?
We actually sell a firmware solution that resides on the equipment. So we do have a retail outlet, on our website where a cafe could purchase, everything they need, including the router, preloaded with the firmware and some other goodies. When we work with channel partners, they're essentially acquiring from us the firmware and the monitoring service and some of those other bells and whistles that we've talked about.
Okay.
So they can choose a hardware platform that's compatible with what we do, of their choice, and roll that out and flash their own stuff if they choose to.
Okay. What else do you want people to know about Les Networks?
Wow. Well, most importantly for me, that we are looking for channel partners in telecoms, wireless telecoms, companies that are involved in social media, especially where they are working with some of the same folks that we do in these food and restaurant venues. I think what we're finding as we look at some of these companies is that we're giving them a really unique way to control or manage the offerings to the mobile user as they come in. So for companies that are catering to those same markets that are doing things on Facebook or maybe Twitter, we can enhance the experience so that when you and I walk into these places with our laptops or our iPhone, we've really got some neat things in terms of what we can do. We've got so much flexibility with branding and advertising and user experience, and quickly connecting users with their Facebook social graph, and quickly connecting the venues and the users with Twitter, or connecting the venues with their users through Twitter, and helping with special offerings. And for these social media partners, kind of helping them close the loop, if you will, in what they're trying to do with their offerings with their clients.
Great. Roberto, thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thank you.